Hello all, welcome back to my channel. This is Babu Krishna. Today in our session, we'll see the next topic, which is nothing but functions. We are seeing the Linux basics in shell scripting. Okay, so let us open the documents, then we will uh, have the discussion. So let me open the notes. Of course, presentation will open when we refer. So I'm just postponing that now. Give me a second. Yeah, so this is for unit 7 functions. Okay, so in as of now we have seen like the basic core fundamentals of the shell scripting or any generally any programming language, and how loops you will use, how arrays you will use, how you will define the variable and all. So if you're directly seeing this particular video, you can also refer that for more details on that. Okay, so let us see the functions, like why we need functions actually. So why we need functions? So functions are needed for multiple purposes. We will discuss the core of it. So earlier cases, like let us assume, or if you are not writing the function, like if you have 100 lines of code, and if you are doing like same 100 lines of code and doing maybe 10 times at 10 different places actually, so then 1000 lines the code will become, and this code size will be more and the execution time will be more. But that is the outdated thing. Why? Because nowadays the processor speed is so high and then RAM is very big. So this is not a better point to quote, but just to make you aware, this I am doing, this I am telling you, but this is not a big deal as of now with the high processor speed, high speed processors. So then why we need functions? Basically two things actually. So this is like reusability and then modularity. So these are the main things. So many other things will be there, but like no, these are the core things. So we'll see that. So what do you mean by reusability? What do you mean by modularity? So as we discussed, 100 lines of code 10 times. So let us assume this we'll say as a common code. Assume that we say this one as a common code. So if we say this common code means this is code is repeatedly same. So we are using that one at 10 different places. So let us assume you are doing a program like a prime number actually calculation. So that prime number you are doing that how to whether to check the given number is prime or not at 10 different places, the same code actually. So this is assume that this is a normal code, whatever, and this is whatever the code, and then we have common code. So assume like this we have and then code whatever the common the other code and then common code. So assume that if you have this 100 lines of code, this common code is 100 lines and then 10 times. So if you are doing that individually and then you are modifying at one place, then problem is you need to modify all the remaining places actually. So effect in one place will affect need to change in all places. So effect in or change in one place need to need to be changed in all places. So this is not easy task. Why? Because you need to like no take care of everything, the same thing you need to repeat that. So if you are repeating that and again you need to do some changes, then you need to do that many changes in each and every place, which is a tedious task actually, and we have the human errors anywhere there actually. So then the output may be issue because you are doing the same thing, and if you miss something then it will be a problem. Then what you will do? So we will do it as a function. So function like no, you define a function, and once you define a function you will call that functions actually. So then instead of one place 10 like 10 times you are defining, you will define one time and you will call multiple times actually. So that is the function. So before going to the this particular, these are the user defined functions. So functions is of two types. So one is whatever the built-in functions. Now user defined function. So what we are discussing is the user defined function. So built-in functions we already seen something like whatever the echo and all. So main core one is echo, printf, read and all. are the built-in functions. So user defined functions, anyway we will see these user defined function only we are discussing. So change in one place need change, that's what we have seen. So these function, how you will do the function definition, you will do means where you will have the definition of that function, but you are not using that function actually. And then you have something called function call. This is the place where you will be calling. So if you take this example, this 100 lines of code you will write in your function. So that is nothing but a function definition. So how you will say this one, my function, and then braces, and then this particular uh, braces. So this is the parenthesis and then braces, whatever your common code you will put here actually. So and then wherever you want to call, you will be calling something like this, my function, my function. Of course I am ignoring the arguments and all that we will see. So if you want to call this one somewhere like this, and you will be calling mm, like this actually. So this is the way how you will do. So this is nothing but a function definition which will not call the function, and this is nothing but a function call which you are calling. Of course I am for like no arguments and all we will see actually. So this is whatever the core thing, function definition, function call. Okay, so this is how we will be calling the function. So this is one thing, reusability. So change in one place will change other place, then needs change in all other places. So for that reason, now if you do this one, if you change in one place, you will only change here actually, it will be automatically affected. So there is no need to change all places. That is the advantage with it. Okay, so and of course if you are changing the arguments and all, then you need to change the code accordingly, but generally we are talking in a generalized way. So why modularity actually? So if you take any big application, you first, if you see that files like main file actually, it should not be more than 1,000 lines. There is no hard and fast rule, but to make programmers job easy, it should be limited number of lines, like let's say 1,000 lines like that actually. And then you need to, the main program itself need to tell like what are the modules and then what are the major modules actually, and each module has to talk about sub modules. That is the ideal way of coding. So, like by seeing that one, then you will know, okay, my module one has these particular sub modules, and then I am working in that sub module, these sub modules like that. So I am working this one, okay, like that. That is the modularity actually. So that's what it is needed. So if you are splitting that particular big code into small functions and modules, and reusable also. Some functions you need to use that one in some other modules as well. So in that case, it will be used. Of course, we'll see that one. Calling one function from other places also, we'll see that sample as well. So this is how the advantage with the functions. Now let us see the same function. What do you mean by function? So let us assume you say you pass certain input to the function. So function will provide certain output. So this is general thing. So what is function is? Function is a processing unit. Function is processing unit. That's what you can think about. And for input, you pass certain functions, it will produce you the output. So some like no, someone will ask like, is it input and output is mandatory? And the answer is no, that are optional actually. So why then, why it is optional? Optional means if needed you will pass, if not needed you will not pass actually. So this is mandatory because if without any function definition you are not going to use, it will not be usable. So this is optional. So input is optional, output is optional, function is mandatory, of course. So what do you mean by optional actually? So let us assume for some function no need for me to pass input, and for some function no need to get the output like that actually. Some functions I will pass input and I will get the output. So that is the ideal way of doing, but it is not a mandatory, you need to follow that. So we'll see that one. Based on the input optional, you can classify in 4 types actually. So the arguments like no input, no output. So this is the first way, means you are not passing any input to the function and you are not expecting the output from the function. So if I am telling output from the function, it is not echo. If I am telling input to the function, it is not whatever the read. It is not like that. So read and echo are input and output for the application. So for application, you are passing a input as a read. From that application, you are getting the output as a echo. But I doesn't mean that input and output means read and echo. That doesn't mean that one. So input means input to the function. So how we will pass, we will see. So I want to pass 10 and 20 to a function. The function has to do certain multiplication and it has to return to me. So that is input 10 and 2. So let us assume I write my power function. So I pass base, I pass exponent. So that is the input. Now I want result. So base to the power of exponent, the function will calculate and it will give me the result. So that is nothing but whatever the input and output. So anything. So we'll see, of course, couple of programs. We will see few programs. So based on this, we have no input and no output. And input, assume that no input but output. And third one, input, no output. And fourth one, input and output. So these are the multiple combination based on that particular input and output optional. So let us now see no input and no output thing, and then the other forms actually. So let me open a terminal and let us go to the shell samples. Okay, let us create something called whatever the functions. Let me go to the functions. Now let us, before doing this no input no output, let us write the multiplication table, the multiplication table program. So we will have like user input also you can do. So I say echo multiplication table. Once we see this program, then we will see the function input and output. Enter number or 0 to end the process. Okay, so read, I say table number, multiplication table number, and the number of iterations I will limit to 10. This you can also modify to user input. It is your wish, but as of now I am like now limiting to 10. So now let us write whatever, like let us, I will take a counter. Counter is 1. Of course, you can do the for loop, but I prefer to do the while loop. While counter less than equal to, less than equal to we need to use. Why? Because we are starting with 1. Okay, and let us assume I need whatever the result actually. So what is the result? I need to do expression. So I want some 19 into 19 table actually, 19 into 1. So I need to say table number. So this is nothing but 19, and of course multiplication, I need to prepend, and then iter or counter, right? I am giving the name counter. So 19 into 1, 19 it will have actually. So let us print, not echo. I'll use the printf. Then let me write into multiplication percent 2d equal to percent 3d, just for alignment, nothing else. And then new line, I need what? First table number I need to display. So I say table number. So 19 into table, whatever, 19 table, if you give like that, it will give. And then I need to give iter number, which is nothing but counter. And I need to give a result actually. So that's what I am printing. So this one, okay, I need to increment the counter. Of course, I can do the expression, but I am doing like this. So this will print only this particular multiplication table, but it is 0 to end process. We need to modify that. Okay, we will do that. So I will do a change mode. Then whatever the multiplication table, assume that 19 table I have something issue, 13 line, printf. Okay, sorry, this is double quote should not be there. Yeah. So if I say whatever the 19 table, now you got whatever the 19 into 1, this particular table. Let us assume I want to repeat it. Again, I need to execute this. Instead of that, I can use a loop, and then I will make that one to do that particular thing n number of times. So I say while whatever the table number not equal to 0. So if you want full details on that, how you will do and all, so you can refer the loops and nested loops videos. So it is clearly, you have multiple examples so that you can understand still better. So now I have table number. So table number not equal to 0, it will go here. Now I'll just do this copy lines so that to repeat for other iterations actually. So that's what now I have. So let us repeat this. Now if I execute that 19, okay, so it will ask me again. So it is not stopping. If I want to stop that one, then I say 0, it will end actually. Okay, so this is why we need now this particular one, because let us see this particular program. I want to separate it with certain lines actually, because for a visibility, if I separate it lines, then user will have more visibility and more like no alignment like that. So let us write some function called draw lines. It won't take any input and it will not return any output actually. So that is the draw lines. So what is that you will do, like no num characters, I say any number of characters you can print. Okay, so our for loop, I will use the for loop. So counter equal to 0, counter less than or equal to maybe less than. So num characters, then counter increment. I am not doing anything, I am just doing just this particular a line. I am drawing a line actually, so that's what I am doing. Then after this, so if you see this one, I have written a function which will not take any input. And how you know that one input, we will see. Okay, like $1, $2 you will pass, and how you will get output, return you will use actually. Of course, return, just return means no return, and we will see that example, then you will have more clarity. So let us assume when you want to draw a line actually, so let us assume before asking enter number, let us try to draw the thing. So okay, so at this stage, maybe I will say first thing it will not write, but you can also do that. So I say before draw lines. So this is the function. Maybe I will write here actually. Maybe this is draw lines is nothing but your function actually. So this is function definition. This is function call you are doing. Okay. So now I did this one. So let us execute the same thing. So if you remember that there are, okay, some issue. Line 6. Okay. I forgot to give do done. Okay. So now, so let us assume 19. Now, if you see this one, I have whatever the separator actually between two tables. Okay, so it is still better than the previous one. Okay, so we have the separators. Of course, after this one enter number also you can put actually. So okay, then if you want to stop, you can do the 0. Maybe before. Yeah. So let us write this draw table here itself. Okay. So now if you see, now you have whatever the multiplication table, now whatever, so 20, 20, 32, any table actually, 0 out, right? So this is how you will be doing this particular program. So you can modify this particular program to other way. It's like no, you can move this program to a function as well. Okay, so that also you can do, and then that is nothing but you are passing certain input and then no output actually. So the best way is should not be echo in the any function, ideal way. So but why you will use echo is just for like this case you are using, but ideally you should not use echo and read in a function. So that is not a proper way if you are using a echo and read in any function. No function should contain echo and read. Of course, echo exceptional cases you want to debug, it's okay, but 100% there should not be any read in the function. Okay, so now let us check on the second thing. So this is what we have seen is multiplication table we have seen. Now we will see the next one, no input and output actually means you are not passing any input but you are expecting certain output. Okay, so let us say that is like random number generator. So let us try that particular program. So random test I will say, and my random, I'll give my function name as my random, and let us do this actually. Okay, so now I am generating a function. So this particular function I am generating a random, so this is particular random number. So I say number equal to random, and let us assume I am doing something modulus 100 actually, because random number it will system will generate, but I want to generate my random number with modulus 0 means only right side two digits I want to take. Of course, I am hiding something here. By taking that, I will show you that in the next example, what really why I am doing like this. So now this particular variable is visible everywhere. We'll come to that. Local and global will come a little later. So I have this one. So let us print this one for our debugging purpose. So I say $num. And then I am returning this particular, no input is given, but I want to return this particular value actually. So I say return number. So this particular function is taking no input, but it is giving you the output. So let us test actually. So I say it is returning that. So first it will be calling this function. So I call the function no input, and I want to print certain output like that echo. If it returns something, the value will be stored in the last command execution status variable only. That it is from that variable you can output whatever that value returned from the function. Maybe we can do this one. Of course, multiple executions we can do. So we will check with this what this will give. Okay, so I say random test something issue colon 2. Oh, maybe random. Random, yes. Mm, Again some issue 2. Okay, sorry, we forgot that one. This is mm, okay. No, I don't think so. This is right only. Um, Written my random. Yeah, this is true. Okay. No, no, no. This is you cannot do this one, right? I say expression. Okay, I am not doing properly. Okay, so I need to use this random expression then person. Okay, so now let us check what happened. Okay, so I missed the dollar here. Okay, so let us test. Yeah, so we can run n number of times. It is giving the same value actually. So I am calculating the random, and then whatever the random number it will generate, and I am doing the modulus, and I am returning that one. So this is the function of type no input and output. So this is the random number you are generating, but I am hiding something behind this. We'll come to that after a little time. The input and output, we will see that one. What is that I am hiding? So now let us go to the third one. So input you are passing, and it is not giving you any output actually. So let us see that one. So the best example, that one is the Fibo series. So let us check on that. So I say Fibo series. Let us check that particular Fibo series program. Now I say whatever the way we can do, user bin bash environment, and then whatever the Fibo series, right? I say Fibo series. So let us assume user passes n values actually. So in that case, I'll just say total like that. It is whatever the $1. So $1 is the first argument. So let us assume if I pass like this, like 10, then this particular 10 will be $1 actually. So if I pass 10, 20, 30, then $2, $3 like that. First argument, second argument like that. Then what is $0? $0 is the whatever the name of the function or name of the file or application. Even command line arguments also it will be same. So we'll see in the next session the command line argument. As of now, these are the arguments which you are passing to the function. So I want to pass like this actually. So then I will generate a Fibo series. So like 10 series we will generate actually. So we will use the n1 value, n2 value as 1 1, starting 1 1. Even you can extend this program to have either 0 1 or 1 1. You can extend this particular program. So but as of now I am using, as we know the Fibo series, it will start with 0 1 or 1 1. I am using with 1 1 actually. So now this is total is whatever like this. So let us assume I want to print that one. So I say echo minus n $1, not $1, $n1, because I have copied already $n2. So that's what maybe either way you can do. So I am copying that, and you need to just say we need to start with counter is 2. Why? Because we already printed two values actually. So less than or equal to, what is that? Total. So if I pass something 5 values, assume that 5 values I passed to this function to print the Fibo series. Now 2 less than or equal to 5, 3, 4, 5. So I think less than 2, 3, 4 only we need actually. So 2, okay, less than only. So if I have 5 actually, 2 it will print 1, 3 it will print 1, 4 it will print 1 actually. So anyway, 2 plus 3 it will be 5. Okay, so now you know this particular Fibo series. So n1 will be we have seen in the previous samples how we have done actually. So this sum we need to calculate n1 plus n2, so that is the next value. And if after this rotation n1 n2 sum, then in the case like n2 will become n1 and n2 will become sum. That's what we have seen that one. And counter we need to increment. Of course you can use this expression also, but I am using this for like no multiple ways of doing. So this iteration we have already seen. So if I have one and then sum is 2, in the next case this one will become like if you take this first case, this is n1 n2, this is sum. So in the second case it will become this is n1, this is n2, and you are calculating the sum. So n1 is n2 will become n1, sum will become n2 actually. So n2 will become n1, sum will become n2. So that's what we are doing. So anyway, we need to echo this sum actually. We forgot to do that. So I say echo minus n. Then after this sum, we need to no need to okay. So here we will give a space, and here also after this we'll give a space. Of course, dollar we should not miss. Okay, now let us test this one. And I say return. Of course, you can use this statement, but we are not returning anything. If you are not returning also, you can use in this particular way. I do change mode Fibo series and Fibo series. Oh, okay, so this should be I changed the yeah. So now I have whatever. So let us assume I need to do echo so that it will be displaying the properly. Now if you see this one 5 whatever 10 values actually. So if I do of course same thing it will give. So let us assume I want to do this one 3 times. Maybe you can also read from the user input, or I am directly doing in 3 statements actually. So if you see this one, it will be whatever the 3 times you are doing the Fibo series. So this is the third way of doing the Fibo series actually. So the third way, the example is Fibo series. Input you are passing and you are not expecting any output. Now I will show you the input and output actually. So this input and output, let us take sum of numbers actually. So sum of two numbers. We will generalize the next thing, but as of now, we'll take sum of two numbers actually. So let us assume I take sum of some numbers dot sh. I take bin bash, same thing. Now some numbers I will do. So now let us assume num1 I will take as a first argument $1. Num2 is the second argument $2. I will calculate the sum expression $1 plus $2, and then I will return this particular sum. Now let us do how you will do this one. So I say some numbers 10 20, right? And then you know that one whatever this particular thing. And let us also try something like this, and 2 3 times we will do actually. Okay, so 10 20, maybe 100, 150, and then we will do maybe 1000 and 500. Okay, so you can expect may not be the same results. We'll see why. For some things it will be correct answer, for some it is not. That's what I hided you in the random program. We'll see what it means. So if you see this one 30 250 220, so but if you see that actually, if you see this one, the problem is like this 30 is right, and then 250 is right, but this is not 220 actually. This is not 220, this should be 1500. Why it given you 220? The simple reason is, if you are doing this dollar a dollar question mark, this particular inbuilt variable which it will return only up to 255. 256 only it can store actually. So this particular value, it can store only 256 maximum value, means 0 to 255 only it can do. More than that, it will truncate that particular value. So I'll show you like no, it should be ideally 1500 actually, but it is showing you 220. How? So let us take whatever the calculator. I'll show you these values. Okay, we have in the decimal, right? So decimal is 1500. Okay, so I have in decimal. I will convert into whatever the binary actually. So if you see this one binary, this many values it has, but only first 8 it will take. 4 means from right to left actually. So means what? This particular 4, 1101 and 110, only this one it will take, and it will truncate these values actually. So I will remove this. Now I say I am taking this value and I will convert back to decimal actually. If you see this one, this is 220. That's what you got, this particular value, that is 220. Means it is truncating more than 8 bits actually. Means 1 byte only it will take, because 1 byte means 8 bits, 0 to 255. So it is only up to 220 it will do. So but I want to 1500, I cannot truncate this value. Then how you will do that one? So this is, you can do in either ways actually. So let us see that one, what is the way. So I can pass whatever, like now let us see in the two ways actually. So that's what I will give in a total 1, total 2. So this is one way, is like now these particular before doing this actually, whenever you use this particular local values actually, so it is only visible in this function. It should not be visible outside the function actually. We'll come to the local values next actually. So as of now, we will see this one, how you will return this value. Okay, now I just say whatever the sum, I will not say some value, I will say actually result is $3 I am giving actually, means this total one. You can do in two places, two ways. I am doing in two ways actually. Now whatever the result one, let us store like this, and then result to $4. That's what I am doing. And whatever this particular value, let us assume this n1 you can access out of this function also. So but if you want to restrict that one in the same function, you need to only say local actually. So I will say local for all the values. Even for the sum I need to say. Okay, so before saying that, let us again execute this particular code and then test, then only we will proceed with the total actually. Okay, so okay, so we have the same output. So now we will extend this program to give the 1500 value. So we will see that actually. So now, okay, local sum we did, and then result one, the first way we will see actually. So first way, so result one, what I will do, this particular result one, in this one, I will copy this sum actually. So you can do something like this, evaluation, whatever $sum equal to $result1. So this is one way. So second way also I will do whatever that result2, I am assigning this particular result2 is a $4. So I am assigning the sum value to the result2 actually. Same thing I am doing. So this one, but we, for this particular thing, you can do with local, or you can also do with declare actually. And then name reference means this particular value, it is referring to this particular result2. This total 2 is referring to the result 2. So name reference actually. Even you can say with local also. Okay, so let us check, and then let us print whatever the total 1 and total 2. Both should give the same output if everything runs proper. If some syntax error, we will see error syntax. Okay, so colon 7, declare not a valid identifier. Okay, so I have the result 2. Okay, so now let us check this error, what it means, like declare not. Okay, I think there may be this issue here. So let us comment it out this and let us cross check. Okay, 11, line 11. Okay, so we are doing like in result one, you need to store the sum one. Okay, so I did mistake. So I need to store sum in the result one, not the other way actually. So let us now try. Okay, so now I got whatever the 220, 1500, 1500. You can see here how we have passed actually. So every variable, if you are not passing this particular local variable, let us assume I am not passing this value actually. Okay, so now if I print this one, you will get the output correctly only. But if I print this one, n1, you will get the value actually. So if you see this one, whatever the 1000 we passed actually, it is this particular function is having that value. But if you make it in a local, that is visible only within that particular function. So that's what you need to make all functions, all variables in this one as a local. So if you want to return something from that function, we have seen that one, there are two ways. Either you can do with the declare, or you can directly say with eval function. Either way it is okay. So, and of course this one, if I remove back, right, so not sure, it may throw error. Okay, so I need to use the same thing. I will use total one, total two, and let us say dollar total one and dollar total two. Okay, so this, let us copy here itself, here also as well, and try that one. So now if you see that one again, line 7, uh, okay, so what is that happened? Okay, here also I need to give total 1 and total 2. Okay, so you can see here all the places you are getting the right output actually. So this is the how the function will return, and then the function will return only up to 256. But if you want more than the 256, you should ensure that one, that particular value should be like no more than 256. You need to pass these particular variables. Either way, it is not like two variables you need to pass. Only one way you can do, just say total one and use eval function, or whatever the total one and use the declare function. This is the name reference actually. So you can enhance the same with declare and like that. And the Fibo series, you can do the extension of the Fibo series. So Fibo series, what we did, we just displayed on the in the function actually, but that is not the ideal way. So you pass an array, fill that one array in that particular Fibo series in that array, return that array actually. So that will be good example, good practice for you people. So the same Fibo series, you experiment, modify the same what we have did to a Fibo series actually. So if you are not able to get that, please comment it out. Like no, please put your comment in the comment section. I will help you out. Okay, then I hope you like got certain information from this particular video. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now.